I'm an only child living with my mom and dad in a decently sized home. It's a little big for just the three of us, but my parents always joke that they never planned on having only one kid, they just never got around to having more. I was 15 when this happened. It was a rainy Saturday night in May, one of the last weekends before summer break. I don't remember the exact date, but I'll never forget the night. There's one more thing you need to know about me. I have a lot of strange medical issues. I get frequent panic attacks, faint easily, and sometimes struggle to breathe. On top of that, I'm one of those people who need total silence to fall asleep. Even a small fan will keep me up. I've learned to manage it over the years, but sleepovers and vacations, still a nightmare. People always tell me how calming the sound of rain is, how it helps them sleep. But for me, it's the opposite. It doesn't rain often where I live, but when it does, we get these intense downpours that keep me up all night. That night was one of those. It wasn't a thunderstorm exactly, but it was loud, too loud for me to fall asleep. Eventually, after tossing and turning for hours, I gave up. It was well past midnight when I decided to get up and burn some energy. I figured a walk in the rain might help tire me out. This wasn't unusual. My parents have always encouraged me to go for late night walks when I can't sleep. We live in a quiet, safe neighborhood with a big public park that borders our backyard. Plus, the park is well lit, so it's never felt scary being out there alone at night. I threw on my rain jacket and quietly made my way downstairs. I didn't bother with an umbrella or my phone. I knew staring at a screen would just make it harder to sleep. The second I stepped outside, I felt calm. The trees were swaying gently in the wind, raindrops racing down their branches. It was exactly what I needed. After about 20 minutes, I started feeling drowsy. I figured it was time to head home, get warm, and hopefully knock out. But as I started cutting back through the park, something caught my eye. There, in the middle of the road, was a long, dark object lying completely still. At first, I thought it was a trash bag. But as I got closer, I realized what I was looking at. It was a person. Someone was lying face down in the street. My stomach turned. My first thought was that they'd been hit by a car, that they were seriously hurt or, worse. There was no other reason someone would be lying still in the road like that, especially in the middle of a downpour. Every instinct I had told me to turn around and pretend I didn't see anything. But I couldn't. My parents raised me to help people. So, against my better judgment, I walked toward the figure. As I got closer, I noticed they were wearing black pants and a dark, plaid shirt. Not exactly the kind of clothes you'd wear in heavy rain. From the build, I could tell it was a man. That didn't make me feel any better. That's when I noticed something else, the cold. It hit me all at once. 1 second the rain felt lukewarm, the next it was ice cold. I know that doesn't make much sense, but that's how it felt. Then, just as I stepped off the curb toward the road, I heard it. A loud screech from somewhere behind me. My heart nearly stopped. I spun around so fast my vision blurred. It sounded like a wounded animal, some kind of howl, but not quite right. I scanned the trees but saw nothing. The sound must have come from deeper inside the park. Even though I couldn't see anything, the fear was instant. I'd never heard anything like it before. It was the kind of sound that hits your chest before your ears. And just as I started to turn back, the person lying in the road was sitting up. Just sitting there, staring straight at me. Everything around me faded. My vision tunneled, and my legs felt like they'd collapse. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even move. Then, without warning, the man stood up and sprinted toward me, grinning from ear to ear. And in his hand, he was holding a kitchen knife. That was the moment I knew real fear. I snapped out of it and bolted in the opposite direction. As I ran, I heard him scream at the top of his lungs. "I'll kill you." The rain-soaked grass made it hard to run fast, but I hoped it would slow him down too. I didn't want to lead him back to my house, so I made a sharp turn toward the forest, deeper into the park. Yeah, the same part of the park where that screech came from. But at that moment, I didn't have a better option. I didn't look back. I didn't want to know how close he was. I just ran. I headed for the densest patch of trees, hoping I could lose him. Finally, completely out of breath, I dove behind a tree and crouched there, gasping for air. My legs were shaking so badly I thought I might collapse. I listened. I watched. But I didn't see anyone. No footsteps. No rustling. No movement. I stayed there for at least 20 minutes before I dared to move. Then I took the long way home, through the other side of the park and down a few side streets, just in case he was still out there. When I finally made it home, I collapsed onto my bed, soaked and shaking. I never found out who that man was. I never saw him again. And that screech? I still have no idea what it was. I don't know if it had anything to do with him or if something else was out there that night. But the timing was too perfect to ignore. Maybe he was on something. Maybe he was just insane. I'll never know. All I know is I survived. And even now, years later, I still can't walk through that park without thinking about that night.